Ladies and gentlemen, you're watching GEEKCASTER. We're here live at FANFAIRE. FANFAIRE NYC. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Michael 7 Michael, and you're watching GEEKCASTER, everything sci-fi, fantasy, everything geek culture and geek media. And today we have Vita Ayala.
That was close.
Say right? I tried to do your whole accent and get it right.
Ayala.
Vita Ayala.
You got it.
Ayala.
And of course we have
You know I'm here. I ain't going anywhere, people. I'm here. Anyway, have nowhere else
Sensei
to go.
Vegan. I think it's going to be really cool to do a whole like 20 minutes of all the guests we've ever had and me mess up their name.
Oh, that'd be just a super cut of you.
That's part of the signature. So y'all thought I really messed it up. No, that's part of my thing. It's what it's
That's your stick.
it's the shtick.
That's an interesting gimmick.
That's what he's calling it. But he just messed it up. That's what he did.
I'm so happy to have you. It's amazing because, I keep running into you at the cons,
Yes.
and every year you just become larger and larger. And I don't mean you're eating a lot. I'm just saying you're just...
I was gonna say my wife cooks really well, and so it's very easy.
No. It's not that. It's the fact that every time I see you, it's like, I'm working on something for Merv. I got a couple of products, a couple of properties working on. Yep. And name some of the and say how you say it to me. All like, yeah, well,
Oh my goodness.
Go ahead, do it.
Yeah, I'm working on Prisoner X for Marvel.
Go ahead.
It's a spinoff of the Age of X-Man event that's coming up, and it's featuring Bishop, who is one of the characters that got me into reading comics in the first place.
I like Bishop.
Love me some Bishop. I am working on 2 issues of Shuri, which is really cool. They let us a new team come in just for 2 issues.
That's cool.
It's gonna be a lot of fun taking Shuri to Brooklyn. So
Brooklyn?
yeah, you put a New Yorker on the book, that's what's gonna happen, I guess. And I am, I think that's it for Marvel for right now.
Okay, for Marvel, yeah.
But I am working on Xena for Dynamite, which is really fun, and Livewire for Valiant, which is also really
You
fun.
see how she threw that in there?
She
you
slid it in
caught
there.
that? Oh yeah, Valiant. Yeah.
I think she got a few other things.
You know.
You sure that's it?
I think that's all that's announced right now, so I think that's all I can talk about.
That's action-packed, though.
You're one of those kids, huh?
I'm working on the Magic the Gathering book for IDW right now, the Chandra series. I'm a big Magic the Gathering fan, so
Really? You
that
play
was a
the
lot
game
of fun.
too?
Yeah, in fact, that's how I de-stress at the end of the day. Is I go on and play MTG Arena, which
I like Magic, but I got my butt kicked really bad. So, yeah.
it's
I was like playing against pro players.
yeah. I go to like the drafts and stuff, and like I get demolished, but. The free-to-play arena game is really fun because you are playing like it's like a ranked thing, so
Gotcha.
you're playing with people at your level, which is really nice.
All right, nice.
And it all the weird stuff like that detects when it does stuff, it just does it for you. Like,
Okay,
it's
gotcha.
great.
Nice.
You don't have to remember anything, any triggers.
I was playing on Xbox Live, and the guys I was playing with, they were like more than veteran players, so I didn't last at all. Yeah, so
It's fun.
it's a good game though.
It is a good game.
It's a
But
good
they let
game.
me do the comic, which is really cool.
That is cool. I didn't know they had a comic with that.
Yeah, the second issue drops, I think, this coming week. I think, if I'm correct.
Ooh.
Internet, please don't destroy me if I'm wrong. Yeah, I have my own stuff too that I work on. I write a book called The Wilds for
The
Black
internet
Mask.
will destroy you.
The internet will destroy me. That's pretty much my life. I gotta stay off of Twitter. Yeah. Oh, and my book Submerged just came out in trade, and that's a fun one. Also takes place in New York.
Your schedule is packed. It's packed.
Well, I live in Brooklyn, so I got to pay the rent, so I
gotta
take
pay
as
the
many
rent.
jobs as possible.
So what have you been up to in reference to your own properties?
I have some creator-owned stuff in the works that I isn't announced yet, but I'm really excited about. So if you follow me on Twitter or Instagram, I'll announce it there. And then, like I said,
you have a website that people can check you out?
That would be smart. I have Instagram and Twitter.
That's enough.
I'm definitely Vita on Instagram and Twitter. I'm there most of the time anyway.
Okay.
I have a Patreon as well. That's just my name, where I do put up like samples of scripts and like pitches that worked and stuff like that. But yeah, recently.
These are videos on there.
No, documents. I let people.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I put my stuff into the wild.
That's nice of you.
That's, yeah.
You know, it was one of those things where people ask me a lot of questions about certain kinds of work that I do and like my process, and I was like, this is actually stuff I like, so maybe I can, you know, do that for other people too. So.
That's awesome.
Wow.
Yeah.
So nice.
Yeah.
Nah, I'm a process nerd, so like I was like, oh, people actually like care about what I'm doing. Sure, like why not?
Okay.
Yeah.
So what motivates you to create your own stuff as well as stay energetic in reference to doing other people's properties? Because that is an energy shift of your own stuff versus.
It is very different.
Yeah.
For me, I've always been compelled to do my own stuff. I've been writing since I was about 10 years old, and I was that kid who like sat at the back of the class so that I could just do my own thing and not pay attention. I learned very quickly that if you ask one question at the beginning of the class, they'll leave you alone, and so I would do that and then just sit and write my own stuff.
Oh, gosh.
Yo, school's a game.
Wow.
Learn the system. I got through college too. Just kidding, I studied hard.
Fun fact.
Hey, truth is the truth.
2.2, 2.5, 3.8, 4.0. Guess what? You get the same piece of paper. Isn't that messed up?
You know, I did okay. I think it was a 3.6 through college.
You did okay. I just got a 3.6.
I think it was a 3.6.
I beat you, but I'm not saying how high.
Oh, that's fine. You know what?
We got the same degree.
I got a degree. I won't curse, but I got a degree in BS. That's what I got.
Wow.
I have a philosophy degree. I'm a professional BSer. Wow. But that actually was really important in terms of what I do now, because when I write, especially my own stuff, but even franchise stuff.
Now it works.
Yeah.
So it was worth it. Every penny. Wow. You just ruined everything. You ruined the whole rant.
You do not have to go to college.
You really don't.
I don't think you have to go to college to be someone that's working in an artistic field if you don't have the resources or if you don't want to. The artist for The Wilds, Emily Pearson, drew The Wild at 20. I'm sure that that she also did like schooling stuff, but like, yo, she was 20 years old and she did a whole comic book series, like, and she's doing more and more and more. So like, whatever your level of school is, maybe she has a degree, maybe she doesn't. It's not necessary. It helped me in particular.
Okay.
It helped me figure out how to do a lot of hard work. Doing a philosophy degree and a psychology degree like I did, and then also creative writing. You hustle. You write a lot. You write in a short amount of time. You learn how to analyze things very quickly as they come to you, which I think helps me on Twitter too. Helps me from putting my foot in my mouth too much. It comes so fast. Life comes at you fast.
Are you real on there?
I mean, yeah.
No, are you real on there?
Unfiltered?
Unfiltered, mostly.
All right.
I try to keep in mind that the other people on Twitter are also human beings and treat them accordingly.
Wow. You can do that?
I do my best. Sometimes
That's
I'm
amazing.
not successful, but I do my best because I know that it's not about being nice. It's about being empathetic and kind. Like, I don't have to be nice to you.
While being truthful.
Yeah, I mean, truth doesn't mean being nasty, and I think that's a mistake that a lot of people make. It's like some truth is harsh, but most of it you can just talk to a normal person, like talk like a human being to somebody else.
Right.
But yeah, for my own work, I tend to take a.
That's probably why I don't get on Twitter, because I have to run my words through a Brita filter.
Listen, it's been a really rough Black History Month.
Wow.
Oh man, every day you're just like, wow, okay, Gucci, huh? All right.
People continue to. Yeah.
Yeah,
Move on.
Wow. Yeah, that was a rough one.
It's not over.
It's not over yet.
Yeah.
Please, don't outdo yourself, universe. Please, just take it easy.
Let's take it to the screen. What You like that?
That was good. I like that. I really like that.
Just for that one moment.
That was impressive.
Wait a minute. Wait. Just for that one moment. Any films that you could recommend, whether on streaming or out there in the theater?
Films? What have I gotten to see? I got to see Into the Spider-Verse, clearly. Best Spider-Man movie ever made. Real good.
Wow.
Real good.
You said that without...
No hesitation.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm a huge fan of Spider-Man media stuff.
Okay.
The shows, all of that stuff, the movies. I love that stuff. But this was truly one of the most incredible superhero movies I've ever seen. It revitalized my enthusiasm for the genre. And that cuts across animated and non-animated. I think that what they did was really special.
Okay.
And it was also very intelligent because it had a universal appeal while still being very, very much of where it's from. That was a really Brooklyn, that was a really Brooklyn movie.
Yeah.
And Miles is my son, and I love him. He's a good boy.
That's a nice boy.
He's a good boy.
He's a good boy. I got to see that. I got to see Aquaman recently. I don't go to the movies a lot, so
what did you think about Aquaman?
I really liked it. I did not go into it thinking that I would like it that much.
So your bar was very low.
It was, but also I was pleasantly surprised by a lot of stuff. I thought that what they did, some stuff aside.
Yeah, there was
Listen, Mira was already the most powerful person in the universe. I was like, she can turn wine into a weapon. We're done. Why is she not queen of the ocean? I don't understand. But stuff like that aside, I thought that what they did with Arthur through Momoa was really, really interesting. I was like, oh, you took this dude who would be a total douche in any other thing, and you would usually you would play him as that jerk and be you're supposed to like that, and then gave him heart and made him an actual interesting character who he punches people, but he loves his dad, and he's willing to put himself in danger to help people, and I was like, this is great.
So that's all people got to do. Just be good to your dad.
Be good to your dad.
And you can still be a
douche.
Jerk.
But that's the thing. I thought they did an interesting thing where they set him up he's gonna be a jerk, and then he's actually not. He's just tired of everyone's nonsense.
Basically.
And he's sleepy. All right, it's hard out there when you have to save people from pirates all the time.
Pirates,
especially while wearing jeans.
Oh, that looks so uncomfortable. But he was half naked the whole time, which is fine. I'm good with that. That's good.
It was a blend.
You know what's very interesting?
Blend, man.
You gotta ask. You have to ask the question twice. Did you like Aquaman? Oh, I loved Aquaman. No, did you like the movie?
I did. I did. Yeah, that is a double question. But Mira's wig was pretty good. It looked better wet than dry, but it was fine. It was fine. People were so mean, and I thought that she looked great. Amber Heard is always really charming, and I thought their chemistry was great. I really like that version of Indiana Jones. It's just an Indiana Jones movie, but not as racist and not as sexist. I love Indiana Jones, but let's be real here. There were problems. I'm trying to think of other stuff. I've been watching Russian Doll with my wife.
I saw the first 2 episodes, and I had to unplug a little bit. I'm it's
intense. If you are prone to disassociating, you can't go into that blind. It is very intense. You just sit there and you're like, am I the one? Am I having this thing that's happening all the time?
Okay, well, let me ask you this, right? And I'm not gonna spoil it for anyone.
No.
But there's really not much to really. Well, I'll say it this way. Is it just Groundhog's Day if you keep watching it over, as it gets away from that? Does it pull away?
It does. And it's really hard to talk about without spoiling stuff. But I think even at the end of the second episode, there are hints that oh, this is not what you think it is.
Okay. Okay.
Also, Natasha Lyonne, I'm obsessed. She's amazing.
Oh, she's an amazing actress. So.
Yeah.
So I should continue watching it.
I think so. It's 8 episodes. They're each less than a half an hour.
Oh,
you
can marathon that thing.
Yeah, you can burn through that in a weekend.
But I want to warn anyone, when you watch this, you're going to be like, I've seen this movie 50 million times. I've seen this story 50 million times.
I think the way that it's handled is really interesting. And I think also, too...
At least for those 2 episodes.
Yeah,
but
for
you
sure.
said it grows
it
from
does.
there.
It changes.
Okay.
And she changes. And I think that there are a lot of elements to anything that we watch right now that we've seen before, but the way that they kind of put it together, I think, was really interesting and oddly affecting. Ooh.
Uh-oh.
And we're here live at Fanfare, folks.
Countdown.
Oh.
Support our wonderful vendors and retailers. Go around, check out their
let everybody know we're here live at Fanfare. And that's none of our business. Let's get back to talking. So, did either of you see Happy?
No, the Chris Maloney, like based on the Morrison, I did not see it.
This is the question I have. And people were sleeping on this. Did anyone see Glass?
I haven't seen that either. My brother went to see that. You know what?
You
I
know
heard
what?
the
I'm
whole
done.
thing spoiled for me, so I know what happens. And I was like,
Okay.
oh, okay.
It was good. I liked
Sorry.
it. I did.
They say it's the best of the three.
It was crazy.
Oh, really? Oh, wow.
Honestly,
Better than Unbreakable?
Wait a minute. Did he end it properly? Because he does not know how to end a film.
it depends on how you.
Oh.
No, wait, no. It was.
I love Shyamalan.
I don't. The thing is.
Wait.
I don't want to.
Just in case he's watching this. Shyamalan. Okay. M. Shyamalan. Mr. Shyamalan.
Mr. Shyamalan.
Your mind. You
It's
have
brilliant.
the most interesting premises
There's a lot of really great
than
ideas.
anybody in the industry. You're probably of the top 3 of like premises.
Yeah.
But you don't know how to end a film, bruh.
So this is not like a spoiler for anything in Glass,
Right.
I guess, unless it's weird. But I was disappointed that at the end it wasn't just every single one of the main characters from all those movies. Like Haley Joel Osment, like walking on, like, yo, I see some dead people. I just,
Yo, that'd be tough.
So sorry if that's a spoiler. That doesn't happen. And I was like,
But that would have been dope if he went through all of his stuff. Because don't tell me when he did those that I think he said, you know what, with the whole superhero thing and the Avengers, I could sew these together.
easily. I would be interested to see how he put them all together into one movie.
And you co-signed.
I did. I thought it was an excellent movie. Now, the ending, it depends on how you look at it. I don't want to ruin it for you guys,
Okay.
but it can definitely bust something wide open. I'll leave it that way.
Okay.
So it depends on how you look at it.
Okay.
But yeah, it was.
I'm always happy to
I'm
see Sarah
surprised he
Paulson.
doesn't win. Someone should win an Oscar out of that freaking thing. That dude played like 20. Was it McAvoy? How do you?
Oh yeah, McAvoy. Yeah.
That dude, on it, he should win an Oscar for his role in that movie. He played 20-something characters in that
In this
thing.
one.
It's like Orphan Black, but a
And
movie.
it was, dude, it was seamless.
And it was more because the other one, they mentioned it. So psychologically, he's all these people, but he really only played like 4.
Nah, dude, he was just
But this one
he was
really did play
bouncing
more.
from
Okay.
he was bouncing from one to seamless. It was crazy. It was crazy, yeah.
I will have to check that out. Probably when it comes to Netflix. It's easier for me to watch stuff on streaming just because I work a lot, and so.
Well, let's talk about it. Let's go to the streaming now. Let's talk about it. Kingdom.
I love Kingdom.
That
show was
I
bonkers.
slept
Gotta watch
on.
it.
I was like, it kept
Gotta watch
popping up. Kingdom. Kingdom. It's a kung fu flick. Kingdom.
No, it is
And
not.
then I said, wait a minute, has some zombie thing going? So then I said,
That's
let
all
me
we can
watch
say.
it.
You
It's
gotta
a good
watch
ride.
it. It is very intense, so I will say, like,
pass that up. I gotta look at that.
it's also political drama, and like that's at the heart of it. And I
Right.
really love when a narrative uses a monster, whether it be zombies or vampires or werewolves or whatever,
Right.
to embody another, like, an issue that we actually have.
Right.
And I like the way that they do that. Flawless. By the end of the first episode, if you're not hooked, then it's not for you, but you will be hooked.
And I will
check it out.
say this, it's not a spoiler, but from the political, social aspect of the film, of the series, because it's not a film, it's a series, the true monster is greed, capitalism, and
It's
power.
rich people. Rich people are the
Right.
monster. Eat the rich.
Yeah. So, and basically.
Yeah. Oh, I was like, this is great.
And
I'm just gonna sit back.
Can't spoil it for you because it is
Please.
honestly
It
worth
should be
watching.
my own fault. If you spoil it, it's my own fault.
no,
I should have watched it.
You have time. It's
I'm
eight.
ashamed
It's
of
another
myself.
8
Worth
episode.
it.
I'm
And it's
just
short.
ashamed of myself.
What is it? Is it 8 or 6? No, it's 8.
Is it 6? It's 6 or 8 episodes, and I think they're an hour apiece.
And I wanted more,
Oh,
but
wow.
what did you?
I can't.
Don't say it. But that surprise, that little switch, like word. You see our faces. Now you need to.
You gotta watch it.
Wait.
Oh my goodness.
Watch it.
Oh my goodness.
You
Watch
need to
it.
see it.
It's worth it.
You need to see it.
It's hard to kind of figure out what's worth your time because there's so much stuff to consume, and that's a real, like, for me as someone who also loves to read a lot, like,
Right.
Okay.
I have to constantly figure out how much time to give
Gotcha.
to anything. But that was worth my time.
It was worth it.
Yeah, that was definitely
And
worth my time.
the thing that made it difficult for me, because reading the subtitles,
Yeah, I also
because
do.
you can't walk
I
away.
do it subbed. No, you cannot. You
And
gotta sit
your
there
mind
and
can't
watch.
drift either. You got to pay
Because
attention.
so much would happen and
Yeah.
you'll miss a detail because you got to read it.
Uh-huh.
You know, normally when you watch these shows, you can walk away, you hear what's going on,
Yeah.
you catch the dialogue, you're good. You
No,
can't
but
do
it's
it
a
with
very visual show too, and so I like the subtitles for that reason.
Okay.
Because I am forced to sit there and pay attention to the screen, and like sometimes I'll have to go back and like make sure but for the most part, they're very
it.
seamless.
What you say now? You know? Like, wait.
Did you say what? No.
What?
But like there are small things that the characters are doing that are so important, and the actors are incredible,
Right.
but also just some
And
of
how
the
the
details
women,
in the
and
background.
culturally, how the women were treated at the time, and because this is back in time.
Oh, okay. So
Yeah,
it's
it's a period piece.
Oh, I didn't know
It's a
that.
period
It's
piece.
not modern.
Okay.
Okay. Gotcha.
Oh no! I forget what era it was, and
The zombies are crazy now.
terrible. Oh, great.
Forget
The
the
way
Walking
that
Dead.
it spreads and the reason that it happens,
Right.
I thought was one of the greatest. As someone who's written a zombie thing and like watched and read a lot of zombie stuff, I was like,
Right.
am I like,
They're like
am I
World
done
War
with
Z
zombies?
zombies?
No.
No? Okay.
The way that they set it up, you're just like, yes, that's actually reasonable.
Okay.
I
Yeah,
actually
yeah.
believe that, and that's
Right.
frightening.
Right.
That's right.
Rather than some, I don't know what's happening. We don't know what happened. No, you'll know what happened, and I like that.
Yeah.
We're gonna set it up and
Yep.
tell you why these things exist.
Yeah, it was. Oh man.
But
Okay.
Woo.
Okay.
but
This is real good.
you move past that and say, well, what do we do now?
Oh,
I
shit.
love it.
And so
It's
check
such
that
a
out.
good show.
Kingdom is all right. So let's watch this now. We're coming now.
Uh-oh. Boom. Hyper.
All right now. Superheroes.
Superheroes.
Superhero flicks.
Flicks.
Okay.
Like I said, I Aquaman was a lot of fun. Spider-Verse. I'm trying to think of stuff that I watched less recently because again, I don't get to go out very often, so it's either super current or like way back.
Okay.
In terms of movies, I'm not sure. I've been watching a lot of like TV shows recently, so I've been watching She-Ra, and like I love She-Ra. That's
You're talking about the actual cartoon?
yeah, the cartoon.
The new one that just came
Yeah,
out.
yeah. I mean, I loved the old one. I grew up on that stuff. But
Okay.
the new one is so good.
It is good.
And what an
Okay.
interesting
I
way
haven't
to
seen it
use
yet.
that.
Me either. I didn't even know. Okay.
It's great. It does this thing where I'm like dating myself, but I remember watching Sailor Moon on Toonami, and one of the things that I loved about Sailor Moon was that all of the girls were very different from each other, but came together to form this like group that was really meaningful. Like,
Ahead of
you know,
its time.
Oh my God. Yeah.
Ahead of its time. People don't realize the cultural significance of Sailor Moon.
Oh, it's seminal. It's so important.
Right.
But like, I love when characters are not what you expect them to be. They set them up to be something, and then they go, actually, I'm three-dimensional. And I think She-Ra does that so well with each character that you see. Really, everyone gets an arc. All the characters are super sympathetic, even when they're kind of jerks. You're like, I like you a lot. I love the villains. Like, it's something that was really, really great. And watching them have like superpowers and stuff. I don't know. I think to me that's a superhero thing also. Like I categorize certain things as superhero stuff. So like She-Ra's superhero for me. Xena would be superhero stuff for me. I'll fight somebody over that too. Like she's a superhero.
Where you from? Brooklyn?
I'm from Alphabet City, Lower East Side. But I live in Brooklyn now.
All right.
So
Yeah, I was priced out of my neighborhood. I can't live in Yeah, I was there. I grew up in the Lower East Side in the 80s and 90s and early 2000s, and then I can't afford that rent.
Moving on down.
I love Brooklyn, though. You know what? I was skeptical. I lived in the Bronx for a while, and I was like, I like the Bronx. I like living beyond the wall. We're like wildlings over there. You got that like divide between Manhattan and the Bronx, and that's that wall. Castle Black out there is like
Right.
Yankee Stadium, like, and that's it. And
Yeah.
I live beyond that, but Brooklyn's great. Brooklyn's great.
Bronx or Brooklyn?
Oh, don't do that to me. I don't
gotta
want
do
New
it.
York to come for me. If I answer this question, I'm gonna be like the Warriors. Like everyone's gonna come for me. Are you
Fight
kidding
your
me?
way back.
Are you taking the subway home?
Yeah. I'm gonna have to run home.
Come on.
I can't choose. You know what?
Come on.
The Bronx was like going home because my neighborhood changed so much. And it was really awesome to go to a place where it was like, I just hear Spanish all the time. That my neighborhood was a lot of like, you know, Latinx people and Nigerian people and, you know, some Asian people and stuff. There was 2 white people in the neighborhood, and that's when I knew I wouldn't be able to afford to live there for long. One of them was my wife. So, but Brooklyn is really interesting because it reminds me of what like I wish my neighborhood had changed into instead of being gentrified. My area is still predominantly brown. There are white people. I live in Bed-Stuy, but like half a mile from the train, so not that many white people. Okay. They don't take the bus. I like the bus.
That 15 block walk.
They won't do it. And my wife does it, but it's something where like my neighborhood has like supermarkets that have food in it, which is real nice, which I didn't have in the Bronx. But like at the same time, like again, mostly brown, and there's a really, really awesome community of artists and stuff out there. So like Lower East Side used to be a bunch of artists, and then they were priced out. And so going to Brooklyn, I was like, oh, there are all these artists that are around and stuff. Like that. So it's nice. I like it. I like them both.
So I have to ask you about some technology now.
Okay.
Anything new then in your purchases, whether it's social use, personal, or for your profession?
I just got a new computer because mine crashed and burned over Christmas, and I had a lot of deadlines. That was very stressful. Wow. And it is the most powerful machine that I've ever had. It's awesome. It's a laptop. It's a Spectre, an HP Spectre. And that thing is like...
Really?
No joke. Yeah, man.
Check that. I thought you were going to say like a Mac or something.
I don't do Macs. I don't do Macs.
You still might have to watch your back on that subway back.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm fine with that. Listen, Macs...
Oh, but you won't say... Bronx or Brooklyn or Brooklyn or Bronx.
No, because there are plenty of writers that have...
But just say Spectre over... Oh.
I like Windows for two reasons. One, they're two different machines, all right? A Mac is like very straightforward, which I like. The programs, there's lots of really great programs. There aren't very many viruses, but it can only go at this one speed. Gotcha. And that's it. Windows machines tend to be more buggy and need more work, but they're also super customizable, and I love that. I love being able to just make this, and they're also way more powerful for the price point. So you can get a machine that's a Mac for $1,600, and it's going to be half of the machine that a Windows computer would be. Probably won't have to replace it as often, or have to figure out what programs to put on there to make it safe. So, like, there's merits to both, but I like... my brothers build computers and stuff, and like I like doing stuff with media, and so I like the customizability of having a Windows machine. Also, there's a lot more games you can get for Windows machines, and I like playing video games. So
what took you so long to sit down with you? You're amazing.
Yeah, man.
Thank you. I live in a cave. I live in my Brooklyn apartment. I work from home. My wife also works from home. So us and our cat sons are around, and it's I didn't know you guys wanted to talk so bad.
Yeah.
She just running. You call her name, she run.
I'm here. I'm having a great time. Y'all are awesome. Thank you. So, like I said, I love that sweater. I need to figure out how to get it in America. I'm not going to Ukraine for a sweater.
I know.
Don't lay it down.
Well, if you can find me 2 or 3 of those fanfare art and design sweatshirts they got.
Those are dope.
Those are amazing.
Yeah, those are dope. And I think the proceeds all go towards like
the school,
supporting the school and equipment and kind of stuff. That's my favorite part about this kind of like event, is that it all goes right back.
You see how we did that? We brought it back too. You see how we did that right there?
Full circle.
I like this kind of stuff. I like, I think that as a comics person, especially, and someone that does create our own stuff as well as franchise, like our community is all we got. And one of the reasons that I got into comics specifically is because they're accessible in ways that sometimes prose books are not to people in the community. I didn't learn how to read till I was 10, all right? Wow. I fudged it because I got a degree in BS, and I've always been this way. But like, for me, I couldn't read books in the same way that my peers could until I was older. And comics was something I could interact with all the time. Even like I could figure out some of what they were saying, but you could just flip through the book and make up your own story. And that inspired me to make my own stuff. And so like the reason that I wanted to work in a visual medium was to reach people that might not have access to, being able to read prose. And also, it's really great to physically, if you are able to interact with comic books, if you are a sighted person that has that ability, to see people like you in comic books is so, like, crucial. So, that's why comics are important to me. And so, like, shows like this, where it's literally teaching kids how to do, this is a school where kids learn art and design. Right. This is where they learn how to make their own stuff so that they don't have to mess with gatekeepers that will keep them away from that, so...
Give us your social media.
Yes, my social media is @DefinitelyVita, and that is on Twitter and Instagram. So hit me up.
All right, thank you so much, Vita. Thank you so much, Sensei Vegan.
Dude, I'm great. This was awesome.
I'm Michael Michael. You're watching GeekCaster at geekcaster.com. and you could catch us on cable. All the information's on the website. Thank you so much, and we'll see you next time.